50 years ago today, the world watched as a crew of astronauts made history, becoming the first humans to ever set foot on the moon.
ABC's David Curley talks about the men that made that amazing journey and the scientists who made it happen.
The Eagle has landed.
As Neil Armstrong made his way down that ladder,
I'm going to step off the limb now.
600 million people around the world were watching on television, the single biggest event ever televised.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It took 400,000 people working on everything from spacecraft to computers to spacesuits, and some of those people became legendary beyond the astronauts.
Capcom, we're stay for T1.
In Mission Control Houston, Flight Director Gene Kranz.
The people that lived here and worked here, the room talks to them. And you can remember the calls that the Capcom made.
Okay, all flight controllers, go for landing. Retro.
Go.
Fido.
Go.
Guidance.
Go.
Capcom, we're go for landing.
Armstrong and Aldrin battled alarms and dwindling fuel, but made it to the surface, which for 2.5 hours was their work area. Aldrin placing a reflector, the only experiment still working 50 years later, allowing scientists to bounce lasers off of it, recording measurements. Doug Curry was a young scientist involved now and back then.
And my big thing was, Buzz, quit jumping around and like you're doing and get to work.
The three astronauts returned heroes, mission accomplished, moon dust and rocks, and Mike Collins, the command module pilot, left some doodles behind. This Smithsonian 3D look inside the capsule of Apollo 11, revealing the message Collins left twice. There's a story that you went back in with a marker to make it permanent. Is that true?
I just didn't really want to say goodbye to Columbia without saying goodbye, and that was my way of saying goodbye.
5 decades later, we all remember or reflect. 50 years later, what did landing the man on the moon and bringing him back safely mean for the country and the world, and for Gene Kranz?
It really demonstrated the power of free and open society. But all of a sudden we quit. It's time for America to wake up, get moving, build the energy and passion, and say, what America will, America can do.
That was ABC's David Curley reporting.